Guess I should probably have my microphone in range so I can actually talk into it. Probably be a good idea. All right. Things look good on YouTube. Mini Shinny Kitten. I don't know if anyone's here yet, so you might be saying hi everyone to a very small group. I am just double checking that all my stuff looks good on Twitch, and it sure does. Okay. Blood Drunk Bruce, how's it going? Mom is and one other person. The one other person might be me. I don't know. Sometimes the viewer count isn't always super accurate. Bruce, you were here like immediately. Ooh, actually, hold on. Okay, Bruce, since you're here, I want to test something because I'm trying to get better at this. Does that do anything? No? Do I have to set something up? I thought I could just like type in the command. Is that not how it works? Man, I thought I was being cool. Okay, good. It's not just me. So I'm using StreamerBot, and I haven't set up this as a command in StreamerBot, but I did set it up so like if someone raids, I think it'll do a shout out thing, but I don't know for sure. Man, I thought there was like a built-in shout out thing like in Twitch now. They have some people where it plays a clip when you do that. For me, it just says follow XYZ. Dang, okay. I thought I had something cool. I don't, so I apologize. You were a good one to test with. I thought there was like I know there's like stuff in StreamerBot you can set up. And I was trying to work on that earlier, but I definitely didn't. I'm sure there's a way, but it's above my pay grade. I didn't allocate enough time to do that today. Or I guess maybe not today, but just like this week. We were very busy this weekend for Memorial Day weekend. We actually went out and did a lot of stuff, which was really cool. So first off, let's see, what did we start with? We went up to a zoo in a nearby town. I'm trying not to like super give away our position and dox ourselves, but we went to a different zoo. We have a pretty good zoo here, but we went to go see a different zoo because it looked pretty cool, and it was very cool. And so we went up there. It was actually a free zoo, which was neat, and we hung out there for a little while. Then we found out that they had a ramen restaurant in town. Yeah, yes, doxing oneself. But yeah, they had a ramen restaurant, and we're like, ooh, let's go try that. Let's go check that out. So we had the kids with us. We had both kids, and we went up there. A free zoo. Did y'all go to Petco? No, it was a legit zoo. They don't have a ton of animals. I say they don't, but like they had river otters, they had some big tortoises, they had like a petting zoo area with like, there were a couple of donkeys, and there was like one of those mini like Shetland pony things. There was a different animal. I don't remember what it was called, like a zebu or something like that. That was like a, it looked like a small cow, but it had like kind of pointy horns, like a goat almost. They had kind of a bird area. Oh my gosh, they had these owls that were just so angry. They were like burrowing owls, I think, and they just had these like crazy frowny faces. Fox behind the tree, welcome. How's it going? We're just getting kind of set up and started here. I'm explaining how busy we were over Memorial Day weekend. So yeah, it was a real zoo. It wasn't a very big zoo, but it was a real zoo. They had real animals. They had geese and they had ducks. There was like a reptile building where you went in, and they had like a couple of different snakes in there. Oh, and at the entrance they had one of them was carrying, was it a ball python? I don't remember, but Mini Shinny actually got to hold the snake, which was really cool. Oh crap, I just realized I'm only looking at Twitch and not YouTube. My bad. I had the wrong window open, so I apologize. I'm trying to get my wet palette set up here real quick. Looks like we had Air Capital Homesteading also on YouTube. How's it going? Buddy? You're a streamer bot. Oh boy, he said a lot. Azebu. Okay, Shinny Wifey's commenting over there. Yeah, they had mean owls that judged us. That's right. Sorry, Air Capital Homesteading. I was on my wrong window because I was trying to test something on Twitch, and I forgot to switch back to my other window before I started messing with things. So my bad. Yes, we did have a duckling incident. So a couple of weeks back, I believe I was in the bathroom when this happened. And Mini Shinny, our daughter, came outside to get Shinny Wifey and was like, there's a bird in the house. And Shinny Wifey was thinking like, ah, crap, the cat brought in a bird. You know, it's probably a little sparrow or something. Got to bring it out. And she came inside only to find out that it was not a sparrow or a normal bird. It was like a freshly hatched baby duckling that our Air Capital, I knew it was you, Logan. I was just trying not to dox you or anything like that. But yeah, it was a little tiny baby duckling, and he was a cute little guy. Our cat had brought it inside, had gone outside, grabbed the duckling. We have no idea from where. There were no nests in our yard or anything. We could not find a nest in any of the neighbors' yards. We could not find like a mama duck or anything anywhere. And so we called some places, and we found out that you could, oh wait, yeah, hold on. Okay, I think I missed a message. That's why I said that thing. Consent is king. It's true. So yeah, we called a couple places, and it turns out that the nearby zoo has an animal rescue, and they were accepting rescue animals. So we drove up there, and we made it there about an hour before they closed. And we did the drop off and everything, and then we had about 30 to 45 minutes, and we're like, okay, let's go check out this free zoo and see how it is. And it was pretty cool. And then we realized, hey, let's go back later. Let's go back a different time and see this zoo and kind of have a better look at it. So we did. We planned it. We went up there. We saw the zoo. It was pretty cool. We ate at a ramen place up there that was also delicious, fantastic. Some of the best ramen we've had. And that was all on Saturday. And then on Sunday, let's see. I guess this won't exactly dox us, because so we're from Wichita. Wichita's a fairly big city. But we went to, there's like a local dinosaur park that is kind of sort of like a Mizukata. Is that what that says? I'm sorry, I can hardly read that. Mizukata 26. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. But yeah, so we went to a local dinosaur park, and there is a ton I remember nothing from local geography, so you're good. Um, we're in Kansas. Uh, if that narrows it down at all. But yeah, so local dinosaur park. It was really cool. They had like animatronic dinosaurs and stuff. And Shinny Baby, who is 2 in a couple of months, is absolutely obsessed with dinosaurs. He loves dinosaurs. He loves dinosaur toys. He loves dinosaur shows. He loves dinosaur cartoons. He loves dinosaur stuffed animals. But he'll I don't know, he'll hold the stuffed animal for like 10 minutes and then forget it exists. Stop giving away our secrets. No. Don't you lie to people. Wichita isn't real. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. I like, some of the chats are in one window and some of them are in the, I have 2 like tabs open, and well, hold on. No, it's actually working. I can see the YouTube chats in this window. Okay, so it is mixing for me. I'm good. Never mind. Ignore me. Or ignore that. You can keep paying attention to the rest. But yeah, so we went to the dinosaur park. It was really cool. Like I said, they had animatronic dinosaurs. They made noise. They moved around. You do spy with your little eye Mando and Grogu, Blood Drunk Bruce. They are here, right here on my table. Oh yeah. Hey, Air Capital Homestead sent a super chat. Dinosaurs are not real, man. We live in a bowl of sentient pudding named Keith. Hold on 1 second. I just had to switch cameras for a second so you could see my face better. A bowl of sentient pudding named Keith. Alright, back to the story. So anyways, Kenneth. Keith was before the separation of the continents. Gosh dang it. So his name got longer when he separated? Oh my gosh. Also, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. I don't make the rules. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, so there is... Let me go ahead and... You know, I'm going to switch to the double zoom camera real quick. The look of disappointment. So here's Grogu. This is the model of him where he's actually in process eating a frog. He's got the little frog guy hanging out of his mouth right here. And then we also have Mando, which I had actually started painting Mando a while ago. So he is like partially painted. He's not fully painted. There's a few things that are not painted on him, but I think I might actually repaint a couple of details or add some details in a few places. But yeah, I think I'm going to start with Grogu, or Baby Yoda, as a lot of people affectionately know him, tonight. But if we finish Baby Yoda, because he is pretty small, he might go kind of quickly. Do I 3D print my own? Sometimes, Anna, sometimes. These 2 specifically are not 3D printed. These are official models from the game Star Wars Legion. But I also have 3D printed models for Star Wars Legion. For example, let me grab one of these guys. I have these other Mandalorians that this guy is 3D printed. And he's also one that I painted. This guy was also done 100% with speed paints. If that means anything to some viewers, will understand what that means. Speed paints are a little more... That's not a Wookiee. I also have some Wookiees right over here that are not 3D printed. But I did paint up some Wookiees recently over the past couple of weeks. Like this guy here. Also done with speed paints. But... And these are all pretty small models. I don't know, this guy stands maybe like an inch and a half tall, roughly. Like they're not terribly tall. Let's see, I haven't started these guys yet. Might have to in the future. They've been sitting on my shelf unpainted. See, and that's how like my Grogu has been. He's just been sitting here. And technically Mando never got finished. But I really, Wifey made him do Grogu. Wifey did suggest Grogu, and I agreed. I thought it was a good idea. I thought Shenny Wifey had a great idea. Because the Mandalorian and Grogu movie just came out last Friday. And we went to see that over the weekend as well. After the dinosaur park, we ended up going to a drive-in theater, and we saw the movie with the kids. There was no suggestion, do or do not. So yeah, we have Grogu, and he's so tiny. Like here's my pinky nail next to him. Like that's how tiny he is. He's itty bitty. Now I do also. This is one of his alternate poses. So in his box, I'm just kind of setting him on here. This one's not primered or anything. But in his box, he's doing the hand thing. He's got his hand out and he's using the force. Saw a dude in full Mando suit at the movies. I actually do have a full Mando suit that I've worn for Halloween a couple of times. And I had actually like briefly considered it in my head before I realized how much work that was going to be. And not just for me, like it's not easy to wear it sometimes because it's not exactly the most comfortable thing, but there's a lot of things that it's hard to do while you're wearing it. But also just how much extra work that would have been for Shinny Wifey, because not only would she have been trying to help me fully suited up and can't see, she would have had to do all the stuff with the kids because I would have been next to useless. And so as cool as that would have been, it wasn't a good idea. And I think some of my stuff is like packed away badly and needs cleaned from the last time I wore it. I remember getting in and out of my Stormtrooper armor, no movement. Yeah, I've never worn a Stormtrooper suit, but I know from an old friend of mine who had one, how difficult it was to not only get in and out of, but it's very, not only is it form fitting, but like a lot of the joints, there's just not a lot of the joints weren't really designed for movement and flexibility, right? Like especially like the knees and the hips and the waist, they got lots of pinching, lots of parts where that plastic is just, really getting you. But yeah, to answer the earlier question from Anna, I do 3D print some, but a lot of the models I paint are official plastic. The painting really isn't that much different between either one. 3D printed models, especially on like a pretty well-tuned resin printer, come out almost as good a quality as like real plastic miniatures, and the material is so similar. And once it's primed, like you use paint primer on it, once it's primed, your paint's going to stick to it. Like it's going to be fine. So I do both. I do 3D printed stuff and non 3D printed stuff. So let's go ahead and pick out some paints for Grogu. Let's see. He's got his little brown robes. Obviously we'll need some green for his skin, and we'll probably want to do a couple of shades of green. I'm thinking we'll start with like a base layer of like a really nice dark green, like this angel green, and then work our way up into some brighter colors, like maybe this green skin. So I'm going to set those aside. His robes, let's see, we might start with oak brown, maybe. Oh, your car decided to break down in a parking lot earlier? Oh man, I guess that's slightly better than like being on the road and it breaks down, but it still sucks that your car breaks down. We could do something like this, bootstrap and leather brown. Those might look good for his materials. And I'm actually going to pull up a reference picture real quick because I know the general colors of what his outfit and everything are, but like I'm trying to remember exactly what color, like the collar around his outfit. Oh, it's basically the same. Basically the same material. Oh, I am like picking way too darker browns for this. I was thinking it was more like Jedi robe brown, but I'm looking at pictures and it is like significantly lighter. Oh man, hold on. Let me turn up my brightness so you guys can actually see things. So yeah, that is significantly lighter than what I was remembering, like in my head. Air Capital, why don't you dress up like Grogu next time? Thank you for the super chat. That would be absolutely hilarious. Oh yeah, Shinny Wifey's transmission went out a little while back. It's been in the shop. Our mechanic, she has a warranty on her car. She has a warranty, and our mechanic is fighting tooth and nail to force Mini Shinny with the hydrate. Thank you. It's a good idea. I'm also chewing some gum because I still have my stupid cough that is just not going away. So I'm chewing some gum because that seems to help me not cough as much, but I'm also talking a lot. It's like he's throwing his money at you. Typical. This magic moment. Only a few people will get that. Anything to break up the flow of the video, my friend. Perfect. Have I tried amputation of my lungs? I've considered it because this cough is really annoying. It just will not stop. All right, I'm thinking maybe this paratrooper tan will be closer. I start with leather brown, work up into the paratrooper tan. This bootstrap is going to be like way too dark. So we're going to set that aside. Aw, man. And then we get someone that I got to ban. Man, sucks to be them. Is there tribal tummy something? What a name. What a wild name. I love it when those like bot accounts come in here and they're like, get viewers here, click here and buy viewers. And it's like, I don't want to buy viewers. That's ridiculous. Okay. So I'm thinking these browns for his robes to start with. I might need to go a little bit brighter. And I think the frog will actually be really fun if we paint him like blue or purple or something like that. Why ban? What happened? You might not have seen it, but over on Twitch we had a chatter come in and they're basically like, the message is just AI viewers and then go to this link but there's extra spaces in it, and there's absolutely no reason to keep them around. They don't interact, they don't do anything, they just spam their links everywhere. Yeah, you happened. Necrotomb, how's it going? But yeah, anytime they show up, and I feel like I get them a lot more on Twitch than I do on YouTube. I don't get them on YouTube very often. But on Twitch, they just show up and they comment their stupid link. And I don't want anyone to accidentally click on it or go to it like, well, what were they sharing a link for? What does that link do? Because it could be malware. It could be all sorts of random run commander root and you can bank all known bot. Oh, that's right. There's also like Seribot or something like that I've heard I need to use that I'm not using that I probably should do. Oh yeah, AI viewer bots, exactly. Necrotomb and Air Capital, don't buy viewers, viewer buys you, as he spends another $1.99 super chat. Thank you for the multiple super chats tonight. That is super appreciated. Thank you. But he's right, viewers buy you. Oh yeah, and I can heart the thing. That's true. The link isn't at least written as a link, so they can't like accidentally. The viewer also can't like just click on it on accident. You have to actually like copy and paste it, and then like remove the spaces to like accidentally go there. You've never had any? Oh my gosh, they're the worst. Let's see. Oh, and Phaedros, how's it going? It's going well. It's going well. We haven't started painting yet. I'm kind of picking out some paints. And I was also earlier kind of telling a story of what we did this weekend, because we went to see Mandalorian and Grogu and some other stuff. Went to a cool ramen place. We went to a dinosaur park that my 2-year-old son absolutely loved. I mean, my daughter loved it too. Our 8-year-old, she also loved it. But the 2-year-old was just blown away. He thought dinosaurs were real. It was amazing. Yeah, I get the bots semi-regularly. I don't know. I get like maybe one at most per stream usually. I liked it a lot. We went in to the movie thinking, I hope this has cool action scenes. I hope it has the Mandalorian. I hope it has Grogu. And I hope cool stuff happens. Like, that's what I went into the movie wanting. And that's exactly what I got. Like, all of those things happened in that movie. It was a fun ride. The movie is probably not going to win awards or anything, but it was really cool and really fun. Yes, Anthony Swisher 8682. The Dinosaur Park in Derby is correct. We went there. It was cool. Okay. We'll worry about the frog later. We're gonna start with some other colors. I did mention earlier that we went to the drive-in, but I think I've now retold the story at least part way a couple of times. Because we also went to a free zoo, which got misinterpreted as we went to Petco, or PetSmart, or whichever one. I don't remember. We have never been until this last weekend, Anthony. We literally just went on Sunday, and it was pretty neat. There's not a lot of shade, and Sunday was a pretty sunny and fairly toasty day. So we were glad we brought sunscreen, and we had actually brought umbrellas in case it rained, but they ended up being pretty good for keeping us in the shade as well. Can an adult go without kids? Of course. Of course. But yeah, no, it was pretty neat. There's a lot of animatronics. They move around, and some of them make noises and stuff. They don't all move, but several of them do. Can adult go with freshly graduated out of high school adult? Yes, totally. I know exactly who you're talking about. Bring him. Take him. It's actually pretty neat. I expected the first question to be a sharp no. I knew it wasn't going to be a big sort of saga piece, so I adjusted my expectations. It was fun. It had great action, a little bit of world building in there. Yes, exactly. The big droids were stop motion. The big droids were, and I believe the scene with the AT-RT was also stop motion. I knew there were a handful of stop motion scenes. There were a ton of practical effects. There was a ton of puppetry. It wasn't all CGI. There was obviously CGI too for a lot of scenes. But there was so many like cool, like practical kind of down to earth Star Wars type, like the classic ways that they've done Star Wars scenes in the past. And I thought that was really cool. Oh, also, give me 1 second. I couldn't quite reach it. So I got a package from Army Painter. They sent me the Wet Palette Wargamers Edition XL. They sent me a care package a couple weeks back. Alan from the Army Painter had actually stopped by in the stream, which was really, really cool. And oh gosh, I missed something from Air Capital. Okay, he just sent it. Shani, you're a magnificent figment of my imagination. Keep up the whole living thing. And also, you only really need one lung. He's right. You only need one. 2 is kind of helpful, but you only really need 1. How big is XL? So I'm currently using the standard Army Painter one, like the old one, and it's this big. So the XL is, I mean, like if I turn this one, like it doesn't even quite, I mean, there could be like some padding in here, right? But I'm going to guess it's roughly twice as big as the old one. But yeah, so Alan reached out to me after the last stream where he had joined and was like, hey, send me an email and we'll send you one of these. And I was like, well, that's awesome. Thank you. I haven't opened it yet. I was wanting to do like an unboxing video on my YouTube channel. Yours is big, so you're trying to gauge sizes. Oh, okay, okay. Let me see if it has measurements on here. It does. They're in centimeters though, but it is 27.6 centimeters long by 19.8 centimeters wide. So hopefully that helps. One thing I thought was really cool though is not only does it have like the wet palette section, but the lid section has the little dropper wells for like speed paints and stuff. And there's still some brush storage in it, but having these speed paint dropper wells is really neat. And that it's like a section in the middle, like this. It's kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, here it's on the front. But yeah, so it's got this whole thing here to use speed paints with. And I thought that was a neat feature. I don't know how easy it's going to be to clean out. Like it might still be a pain, but Screen transition is freaking legit. Thank you. Yeah, no, that is awesome. I'm so glad they sent it. I'm really excited to try it out. So thank you, Bruce. Thank you. It is pretty neat. Anthony Swisher, do you know what the 8682 in my username stands for? Man, this is going to sound really stupid, but was that like the PIN number for your first debit card? Oh yeah, me neither. Gosh dang it. Thank you for the super chat. Gosh dang it. Phaedro speed paints, I feel like they last a little bit longer in wells than they do on like just a flat surface. Gosh dang it, Anthony. All right, I'm finally getting a brush wet. I'm only 30 minutes into the stream and I'm finally pulling out a brush. Roughly the same size as yours if conversions are correct. Which one do you have? Do you have like one of the like Masterson Stay Wets or something? Or do you have like the Red Grass Games? I think theirs is fairly big. I don't have theirs. Oh, yeah, I'm going to switch to the 2x zoom again. Okay. Start getting some color on this model, finally. So for now, I just want to get his robes pretty coated. And we'll not worry about the frog too much yet until a little bit later. But he does have parts of a frog hanging out of his mouth because he's in process of eating said frog. You have a red grass one. It was a gift from your old studio partner. Oh, okay, nice. I will say, some people don't seem to like the papers that come with the Army Painter ones. Army Painter uses a different type of, I think they call it a hydro paper, and then a lot of other wet palettes are more like parchment paper. And some people don't like the way that the hydro paper works, because they might be used to the other one. This is pretty much the only kind of wet palette I've ever used, so it's the only one I'm used to. It's the only one I know how to use. But I would like to try another kind at some point. I'd like to compare them and maybe do a video on that. That might be a good thing to do a video on. Because I've heard people say they're different, but I don't know if I've ever seen a video. I'm sure someone has made one. It probably has not shown up in my algorithm, and I definitely have not like gone out of my way to search for it. I think this brown was a pretty good starting base for his robes. Because we're definitely going to add some highlights to this as well. Hold on. I gotta make it better. Lock in. Oh boy, what was the other one? Oh, Leonidas Rex Studios. Thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated. You, I don't know if you just showed up, but if you did, you showed up at like the perfect time for the perfect dab, the best dab you've ever seen. Probably. I'm only slightly exaggerating. I do think that the gum is actually helping. Shiny Wifey had suggested it to me a couple of days ago. Or maybe it was yesterday. Oh yeah, no, well, I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was like the night before. But I took some gum with me to work. I'm not normally a gum chewer. But I took some gum with me to work and was like eating it. Well, not eating it, chewing it. I don't eat gum, that's weird. But I was chewing it all day long, and my jaw was actually kind of sore today because I was chewing gum so long yesterday. So I was trying not to chew too much gum today. Painting all these Lord of the Rings minis makes me want to play Battle for Middle-earth. Is that the strategy, like the RTS on PC? Was it also on like Xbox? I feel like I might be misremembering. Yeah, buddy. Necrotomb, I don't have a command set up for lurking. You are more than welcome to lurk though. I totally need to set up like a streamer bot thing for that. So I apologize that I don't have it set up yet. But thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciated. Oh, I missed part of his arm right here. Oh, snap, I almost missed the first brush strokes of the night. Got my beverage ready. Already ate my snack. Well, we haven't got too far. We mostly just started painting his robe and kind of getting that base coat down on here. Snack tonight was 2 shrimp ramen cups. That is a snack fit for kings. With a dash of teriyaki sauce. Good choice. Yeah, what's the beverage choice for tonight? A nice Merlot to go with the this cup shrimp ramen. That'd be ridiculous. I don't even know why I suggested that for myself. I've got a tall glass of milk with a heavy splash of sweet cream coffee creamer. Hold on. You have milk. And you've added coffee creamer to it? This is yes, this is the go try it. This is the first time I've ever heard of this. Your life will never be the same. Mini Shinny, thank you. Thank you for being better at promoting my channel. You're better at promoting my channel than I am. She's over here. Like the video to help and maybe subscribe and follow if you haven't. Is what Mini Shinny posted. It's definitely something that I need to say more often in my videos and streams because I'm absolutely terrible at like doing self-promotion. It always feels like corny when I say it. A drinkable dessert. Yeah, I've never tried that. It reminds me of like an old meme that I saw where the guy was talking about like his roommate and he was like he used to add powdered milk to his milk so that he could have more milk per milk. And every time I think about it, it just makes me laugh. That's criminal. I've added, oh my gosh, what was that? There's an alcoholic beverage. It's like an Irish cream. Oh my gosh, what is the name of it? It's been so long since I've had it. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Irish cream. Bailey's. Leonidas, you were correct. It was Bailey's. Bailey's Irish cream. That's 100% it. It was Bailey's. We took that and we poured it on top of some ice cream. That was amazing. I'm trying to pick out a brush. You know what? We're going to try my Winsor & Newton. I don't even know. So like this was just one I got off of Amazon. It's a Winsor & Newton, but I don't know if it's the right kind. It's got a pretty decent tip on it. But I'm going to try it. I've used it a handful of times, but I'm always kind of like afraid to use it. I'm still kind of afraid to use like expensive brushes sometimes. And this isn't even like a super expensive brush. This was like I think I got it on sale for like $17 or $18. So it's not like I mean, that's still fairly expensive for like a single brush. Especially when a lot of my brushes are like $1 or a couple of dollars. But I've seen much more, $30, $40 brushes out there. And I think I would be like terrified to use those. So at the moment, I'm still just kind of blocking in colors. We're going to get his base colors in. I like Game Envy brushes. I don't believe I have heard of those, actually. I have a couple of army painter brushes, mostly because they've like come with my paint sets. I don't believe I've actually gone out and bought any army painter brushes separately. And I like some of them. Some of them I don't like very well. Kind of just depends on like the size. And I think some of them are like their old synthetic brushes, which weren't very good. And then I believe they had a couple of like real brushes in the middle there at some point. I have a bunch of like really cheap brushes that are just the Hobby Lobby special, like a $5 pack that I got like an assortment. I use those all the time. I bought an AK Interactive brush because my local shop had them for like $5, so I tried it. It's fine. I mainly buy gold maple. They're cheap and haven't let me down. I believe I have a set of golden maple that I got on Amazon a while back, but I have not like bought specific ones. I've been thinking about getting some of like the Rosemary and Co brushes. I've heard they're a pretty good supplier here in the US. Oh, I guess I gotta paint his hands too. Yeah, Game Envy. Where do you get those from? I just buy the bundle packs. They have like OO dry brush for like $16. Oh, OO through dry brush. Wait, hold on. So I have a set. Oh, I do. This is a golden maple. This is one of my older brushes, but it's kind of got that like triangle like holder portion. But I do have a set of these that I like. But these were probably some of the earliest brushes I bought, so some of them are kind of like they really need to be like deep cleaned. There's like some paint stuck in the ferrule and stuff. MD, but on their website. MD. Being texted in the middle of the stream. Hold on. I feel like someone's trying to distract me. Maryland. I don't know why I thought MD, like I read MD and my first thought was like some kind of doctor. And I was like, what? So this brush has a decent tip, but like once it's got water and paint in it, like see how it kind of swells up? Like there's still a tip, obviously, but it's not as fine as I would like. And so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if this brush just isn't meant to have that fine of a tip. The large belly, it's meant to hold more paint. That's what I've been kind of thinking. Like this one isn't necessarily meant to do like the super fine details because it does hold a decent amount of paint. Like I can usually paint for a pretty good amount of time before it like feels like it's running out. Is there a spot under his eye that didn't get painted? Maybe it's afraid of the water. It's getting payback. That very well might be it, Mini Shinny. That might be it. Oh, also, I don't think Nitos is here, but they had recommended a Minecraft mod that I found a mod pack that had it included, and I set up a server for Mini Shinny, and so her and I have played a couple of times since the weekend, and I think she's really enjoyed that. Yeah, talk about it. Okay. The pack is called like Minecraft Reimagined, I believe. And it's got quite a few mods. Yeah, she's loving it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit too. It's been a little bit since I've like really sat down and played like a serious, or at least semi-serious Minecraft playthrough or whatever. And it's got like create, it's got a bunch of like RPG mods. It has this one mod or some sort of quality of life thing turned on where like, yeah, it has Herobrine. That's what she's really excited about. We haven't seen him yet, but he's supposed to be in it. He's supposed to be rare, but he's supposed to like show up and like stalk you every once in a while. And maybe we just haven't noticed him when he's doing it. But it has this like quality of life thing, like when you drop an item, or like you're chopping down a tree or something, it's like it instead of like the little blocks like floating there and kind of spinning like they do in Minecraft, they like, I don't know, they like flatten on the ground like placed entities or placed blocks. It's kind of neat. But she noticed it right away. Like I think I was punching the first tree in the game, and she noticed that the wood block, like the log, stuck to the ground weird. And I've noticed it a lot after that, and it's kind of neat. It's interesting. All right, I'm going to grab a smaller detail brush. This one is a army painter. It's their small detail. That's what it's called. I believe this is one of their old ones. I've had it for a little while, but they also have like, I don't really know. I don't know what the difference is between like their white handled ones and their kind of like brownish maroon handled ones, because these are like, the brush tips are very similar on them. And then I also have some army painter brushes like this one that came with the speed paint set that has a round handle instead of a triangle handle, because those other ones had a triangle handle. But this one is their monster brush for speed paints. And then I also have another older army painter brush. This is their super detail, I believe, but it also has a round handle. Whereas like these are triangle handles. Like I don't know what the different kind of handles mean. But one of these brushes, I don't remember if it was this one or the white one. One of them was starting to split, and I think I got some paint up in the ferrule that I need to clean. All right, Grogu, let's start adding some highlights. Top of these cheeks. Definitely the top of these ears. moment. I'm just trying to get some of the kind of raised areas. I definitely still want to leave a bunch of the darker green behind in certain places. Highlight these like wrinkles on his head a little bit. Let's see, I know he finished the Balrog recently, which looked fantastic, by the way. He posted that one in the Discord. Let's see here. I want to paint more of this kind of top surface area, and then I'll do another highlight with an even brighter green. Oh yeah, and you also painted that one model from Trench Crusade. I don't have any Trench Crusade models. Oh yeah, and you did the dwarves. I forgot about the dwarves. Those kind of berserker looking guys. Now working on some Rohan. I had my first giveaway, and that's what the winner wanted. Nice. I haven't done any giveaways yet. That'd be a good idea, I think. The Lord of the Ring minis are really cool. They're one of the ones that I definitely would like to collect at some point. I haven't looked into the rules too much. I have no idea if the rules for that one would like really interest me too much. But the minis definitely do. I had a whopping 4 people enter it, but it was fun to do. How did you do it? Like what? Explain your giveaway to me. Yeah, we'll have to pick up some of the Lord of the Rings minis. And maybe me and Shinny Wifey will both paint some. Especially if we buy like one of the packs where it comes with, you know, like several elves or several dwarves or something. Or a bunch of orcs. The only rules for entry was to be a subscriber, then react to my Discord post. That was it. Got it. Okay. Wait, a subscriber on Twitch or a subscriber on YouTube? I'm assuming Twitch, but I just want to clarify that. I'm going to grab this wild green. I believe this is the next step up on the army painter. It's actually like 2 steps up, but this should work because I think angel green, the first one I started with, is at the bottom. Yeah, okay, so I've done 2 steps up and then 2 steps up. I think that'll work. Twitch, but for you, I guess it would be Twitch and whatever YouTube's equivalent is. You just finished your Balrog and it is so fun. Oh yeah, because you there also said they liked their Balrog and they will paint it one day. I don't have the Balrog. I do have some, Shinny Wifey had bought me some Pathfinder, like the WizKids Pathfinder minis. She got me 2 of their dragons. This was, man, years ago now. And I haven't painted them yet. There's like the Gargantuan red dragon and I believe the Gargantuan white dragon. And yes, Mini Shinny wants me to paint the Hutts from Star Wars, like Jabba the Hutt. Show us. Oh man, they're like across the room. Hold on, I'm shaking up some paint. Give me a second. I will go. Oh yeah. She did test paint, her new paint. Shinny Wifey, do you want me to show? I have it in front of me here. Do you want me to show what you were working on? The Hutts would be interesting. I told her there's not any official models, so I need to find some 3D print files. But Rada the Hutt from the new movie, I think would be pretty neat. You're not done? I don't have to show it. I know you're not done, but I thought it looked pretty cool. So if you're okay with me showing it, I will. But if you don't want me to show it yet, I will not show it. But I do, her mini that she was working on is over here in front of me. All right, that should be painted up. I'm going to go grab the dragons real quick. Hold on. The council has decided to show it. My knees were crackling the whole time I was walking over there. All right, let me zoom back out here. First, we're going to show the dragons. Can you paint one Sunday? Do you want to paint one of the dragons, Mini Shinny? So this is the white dragon. He's removed off of, he was like strapped to the back there, but I had pulled him out a while back because I wanted to see if he had like bad mold lines or anything that needed cleaned up. But they're pretty big. Like, I mean, my hands on the side of the, like, I have pretty large hands, and like these are pretty big boxes. I think it's like maybe like a 9x9. But so he's pretty cool. And I personally, I think I like this one more, is the Gargantuan Red Dragon. I think I like this guy's pose better. He's kind of, I don't know, his one wing is kind of curved over, but I don't know. I think he's cool. I like his the head shape better too, I think. And Mini Shinny, we could probably let you paint one of the dragons. Last time you went, you swear they had a 3-headed dragon that was like, no joke, 4 feet tall. Holy moly. That's pretty tall. Okay, and one last chance for Shinny Wifey to tell me no, but if she is okay with it, I will show her in progress, not finished, but completely in progress mini that she was working on. She was testing out some new Turbo Dork paints. And I've never used Turbo Dork paints either, so she has ventured into some things that I have not tried yet. This is the way. All right. So this is one of the Griffhounds from Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And she was testing, I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. Let me see if I can get the angle here. So on the body, there's kind of a sheen, and it's got a little bit of like a hint of like rainbow glitter-ish. It's kind of hard to see on camera. I can see it a lot more in person, and I can see it especially on like the underside, like especially like down here, like, ooh yeah, like on the bottom of his paw right there. So this was zenithal primed with white, with a black undercoat and then white from above. And the Turbo Dork says not to paint it that way, but the guy at the shop was like, just try it out, test it, see what you like. And so she wanted to try it. She wanted to test it. And I think he looks really cool. Obviously, again, he is not done. but she did, was it 3 or 4 coats of, which color were you using? I believe she was using this crystal cavern one. This one definitely has the ring off the bottle. I think it was this one. But yeah, she normally uses speed paints on like the Zenithal primed minis, and she's done really good with those in the past. And I think, personally, I think if you're new to painting miniatures, speed paints over white paint or speed paints over Zenithal primed, I think are a pretty good way to kind of get used to like blocking in the colors, especially on small stuff, and kind of I don't know, I don't want to say like painting in the lines because that sounds kind of reductive, but it is, that kind of is what it is. And when it's something this small, like even if you've painted other things, or if you've done other, you know, art projects and stuff, or you did a lot of art stuff in school, painting this small is definitely something that takes some practice. And painting like she did a great job of, like, he's got these little like scales that are kind of under his collar thing, this strap harness. So some of his scales from his neck are like hanging underneath that strap, and she picked those out really well. And so like these types of little details are some of the stuff. Sure, feathers. That's probably exactly what they are, is feathers, because he is a Griffhound. But yeah, some of his feathers are sticking out under there. I was thinking it was almost like scale mail, but feathers probably makes a lot more sense. But the fact that, you know, she picked those out, you know, following the edges of like the belts here and not getting paint like all over, like that is something that takes some practice. And especially if you're used to speed paints, like speed paints kind of get you started, but then, you know, coming back and painting these tiny details is something that I think is just, you know, this takes skill, and I think she's doing a really good job. Also, I think you can see the sheen a little bit more on this side, and I think that looks really cool. The top here still looks a little too white, but I don't like, that's not her fault. Like this is more the fact that we chose to try it on a white mini, or a Zenithal primed white mini. And Turbo Dork expressly, like on their bottle even, I think it says shake well, must be used over black base coat to see the shift effect. Apply multiple thin coats with airbrush or hand brush. So they highly recommend painting over black, and we did not do that. And the fact that this still looks really cool like that, like that is neat. I'm glad she tried this. Like even if she's not done, I think this looks really cool. And now we know what this looks like over a Zenithal Prime. Like obviously you're going to see it more in the shadows and on the underneath parts, and from above you almost don't see it. But that's also kind of a cool like transition effect from top to bottom, where, you know, there's very little sheen up here, and then it's more and more sheen as you get down lower on the mini. And that's kind of a neat thing too. So yeah, I think she did good. And like she said, she's not done. She had some more stuff she wanted to do. More colors she wanted to add. Okay, you can go back to Grogu now. I'm working on it. Only Turbo Dork you've used is the mother load for the Wings of Geonosian Warriors. Ooh, yeah, that would be cool. So we have a few. We've picked up 5 of them now. So we have Afterburner. We have that Crystal Cavern. We have Grave Robber, Scarab, and these two, honestly, they look different in person, but on camera, those like this and this look almost identical. And then we have wavelength, and this one kind of transitions from like blue to a purple. And it's kind of hard to show the transition on camera. This one almost goes from like a yellow gold to green to almost blue at the very end here. And this one is kind of a copper transitioning to like a green. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna attempt painting them with. Or painting with them. Yeah, if you have a picture of it, definitely send it in Discord. Alright, I'm picking up an even brighter green. And I want to try to do just some itty bitty detail highlights only on the very, very top. You just sent it, used almost only speed paints for them. All right, now I gotta go pull that up. Hold on. I gotta see this. I just saw your paint palette. That is amazing. What even is that? I just saw it in the general chat. Oh, man. Those look cool. Bruce, I also gotta say, I gotta point this out. I really like how you take your pictures. Also, okay, I had some messages from my editor. I haven't responded to him yet, but I found an editor. I'm testing him out. He's editing my next video for me, and he's almost done. And he sent me some of the footage, or he sent me the footage to review, and to make any corrections. And I pointed out there's a scene where I'm talking about my clone troopers, and he had picked out some B-roll footage of a bunch of stormtroopers, and I was like, hey, just letting you know at this point in the video you use stormtroopers instead of clone troopers, and they're not the same. And I was like, my Star Wars fans and my Legion specific viewers are gonna tear me apart in the comments if we leave that in there. And all he responded at first was, wait, stormtroopers aren't clone troopers? And and I was like, nope, they're different. I'm sorry. And he responded again. He was like, so I'm just a heretic then, is that it? And I'm like, okay, at least he understands. Fired. Yep. Mini Shinny, thank you for hanging out. I'm so glad you got to be here. I'm sorry we didn't get a whole lot of painting done. Oh, you're gonna go to sleep soon. Okay, not quite yet. That's fair. I'm gonna keep working on Grogu here, and hopefully you'll get to see a little bit more. And if not, you'll definitely get to see it tomorrow when you wake up. So he's also, my editor is not from the United States. And I don't know how common it was. Like, I don't know if he grew up with Star Wars or anything like that. So who am I tearing apart for thinking stormtroopers or clone troopers? my editor that I'm testing for my new video. He's been doing a fantastic editing job, but yeah, when he was editing, he included some B-roll of some stormtroopers for a part in the video where I mentioned clone troopers, and he didn't understand at first that was a different thing. Okay, so this editor, he posted on like Reddit. I'm in a subreddit for, I believe it's called like YouTube jobs or YouTube for hire or something like that. And he posted in there showing they have a gaming channel and that they got their gaming channel monetized with like 17 videos or something like that. I don't remember. Basically showing like they know how to edit to get views and to get, you know, monetized and stuff. And so I thought that was pretty good. I watched some of their gaming stuff and I was like, okay, yeah, I like this. This is good. I like their style. I think it'll fit for me. I think it'll, you know, match what I want. And that makes a little difference. I didn't see my first Star Wars until I was 10. His cost is now granted he was using pictures or like some video footage of some of, like, I had a bunch of minis all piled up and I was kind of like panning across to show a whole bunch of unpainted stuff. And I don't know if he really looked at it that closely to know that they were stormtroopers and not clone troopers in that section of video. But his base rate is $15 per finished minute of footage. So if you make a Shinny Wifey, thank you for the hydrate, that's a good idea. So if you make a if you have a 10-minute video, it's going to be $150. And it's really not that bad. And for me, editing is probably the part of video making that I am the worst at by far. I don't really know what I'm doing. I can do like cuts and stuff and jumps, and I can do some like overlaying parts of footage and things like that. But he's doing some fancy things. Like he's adding cool text and these like transitions on the screen. There's one part where I'm holding a miniature, but I'm kind of like moving it around like this, and he did like camera tracking, so the camera like is like locked onto the mini, and I have no idea how to do that. And he's doing a bunch of cool stuff. I really like the direction the video is going. I like the effects he's done. I like a lot of it. I like how much feedback he's given me. Communication with him has been amazing. He's on the other side of the planet from me, and so our schedules only overlap part like kind of in the morning and then kind of in the evening for a little bit. Like he goes to bed in like kind of in the middle of the day for me. But his communication has still been really great. And I didn't even know at first that he wasn't like a native English speaker. And yeah, he's been very quick. Like I sent him the footage, and what he did first, and I don't know if he does this for everybody, but, and I can probably like send you to him or something if you're interested at all. But he made a 2-minute, like he made the first 2 minutes of the video, and he said, review this, make sure you like it, make sure you like the direction I'm going, make sure that my style fits your idea of what you want. And if you like it, I will continue. But at that point, he asked for half of the money up front, or I think it was $60 up front, and then once he finished the video, he wants the rest of the payment. And so I paid him the $60, and then I'm going to pay him the rest as soon as he's done, basically. But yeah, he's been great so far. I'm enjoying it. Obviously, I have no idea how well the video is going to do. Like, I've watched what he sent me so far, and it blows me away. It is way better than anything I've ever put out. So I'm hoping that it does well. He wants to help me with thumbnails and titles and stuff, because kind of like that package of the video, like the thumbnail, the title, and the first like 30 seconds or so of the video, all are like crucial for like how well the video is going to perform. I literally am doing a film course at college right now, and that seems pretty standard, but a fair amount of my colleagues would definitely miss out on a small detail between clone and stormtroopers. We aren't all nerds. And see, that's fair. Mini Shinny, thanks for watching. I hope you had a fun time. Have a good night. But yeah, I'm really excited for him so far. Let's see. I'm gonna paint his eyes, and I'm gonna start adding some highlights to his robes. Overall, Grogu is not a super complicated mini. Oh, I forgot. I also have, whoop, that's too far zoomed in. So when I pre-ordered the Mando and Grogu models when they first came out, and I got the limited edition one that I have literally never opened. It'll still tape shut. But I believe this model is Grogu, and he's holding the soup bowl, like in the show when Mando, I believe it was when he first met Cara Dune, and they were like fighting in the alleyway, and I think Grogu walks out holding the soup bowl from the tavern or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's that scene. Do ISB have any minis? I mentioned them earlier, and despite not being crazy into Star Wars, I love the outfits of the ISB. Plague Doctor men, I don't know if the ISB specifically has minis. So I know like Krennic from Rogue One has a mini. I can't remember. He wears like the white, but I can't remember if he's actually in the ISB. They also have like the generic, I say generic, but they have like the Imperial officers, and I believe you can paint them basically however you wanted. You could paint them as if they were ISB, or if you're thinking like Callus from Rebels, where he kind of had that, I guess he was an agent, not an ISB. I mean, maybe he was an agent of the ISB. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched Rebels, but Callus is an official mini, and the customizable. So like for each of the factions now have a customizable leader. The Republic has a customizable Jedi. And you can make a Jedi Master or a Jedi. I'm sorry, Jedi Knight or a Jedi Padawan. I'm going to go ahead and open this really quick. The Imperials have an Imperial agent or the Imperial officer. Rebels have a like Rebel General, or this is going to be such a tiny little model. Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. So this whole box, it's got one base and one little tiny piece of sprue. Let me switch to the zoom in camera. So little Grogu here. This is basically the whole model. This is his body, all one piece, and then his hands holding the bowl is another piece that needs to be glued on. And that's it. That's the whole model. It's just a two-piece assembly for for the special limited edition Grogu from pre-ordering the Mandalorian and Grogu years and years ago. Like when they first came out, I pre-ordered them at my local shop, and I got this mini for free, and I forgot to open it. I'm really into Andor despite not being crazy into Star Wars, so that's why I'm asking, by the way. That's fair. I've heard a lot of people that liked Andor that weren't really Star Wars fans, because it's such a good, like, kind of spy thriller, serious drama show, and it's just, in general, it's good sci-fi. Like, it's good Star Wars too, but it's just like your average viewer that likes that kind of dramatic show with good storytelling and good writing can still enjoy that show. And so I think that's great. I don't know if it'll get you into more Star Wars or not. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, also great. If Andor was where you got your feet wet and decided you didn't want any more, that's fine. I'm not gonna force you to watch stuff you don't want to watch. Yeah, that Grogu model is pretty cute. So now I have 3 Grogus, because I have this one that I've been painting where he's eating the frog. And then I have the other one where he's doing the hand thing. And I'm saying it like that because his card in the game to use his ability is called the hand thing. But yeah, he's using the Force. Really hard to get those eyes without getting anything else. I think I got it. Generally get drawn more towards the plight of rebels without high tech or force powers more than the bigger stuff. It feels like it shows the cost of freedom better. I like that, yeah. Plus the Empire have just never been as cool as an Andor. The Empire and Andor are horrific, in my opinion, obviously. I have to agree with you there. The Andor really showed how terrifying, like, the Empire was for, like, average people, like normal citizens and stuff. Like, I guess it's been out for a little bit. I don't want to spoil things. Like, I actually have not finished Andor. But I watched most of season 1. Got an insane amount of Star Wars minis I've been gifted, and I've painted maybe 2% of them. They're almost all assembled though, except the droids. Oh man, if you have the old droids, they were such a pain to assemble. The new droids are not that bad. Nidos, how's it going? I'm so late. Hello everyone. Welcome. You are okay. You do not have to, you don't have to worry about being late. You're here, and that's what matters. Oh, and I do have stories to tell you, because Mini Shinny, who I believe just went to bed, unfortunately, but we did find a mod pack that included that True Herobrine mod that you sent me, and we got it installed, and we played it over the weekend a little bit, and we played some last night. And so we've been playing. We haven't gotten very far. We've kind of got our initial, like, houses built, or at least partly built. And we have not seen Herobrine yet. She's so excited. She is so excited that Herobrine could show up at any minute. She perked up. She says hi. Yeah, she was passing out earlier. But yeah, she was very excited. Death lasers are scary, but I've never seen a death laser in real life. Andor feels far more real because it's real injustices. Yes, I can agree with that wholeheartedly. I didn't dislike Andor. but it was so serious and so almost depressing at times. At the time when it was coming out, that really wasn't what I wanted to watch. I wanted something more hopeful, more bright, maybe. And so it is one that I want to sit down. I want to watch the whole thing. But I at the time I was like, I couldn't do it. It was too much for me at that point in time. I think it is well written. I think it's a very good show overall. It was just at that time, I couldn't do it. Yeah, Mini Shinny definitely liked the Minecraft mod pack that we picked. It was called Minecraft Reimagined was the name of the pack. And yeah. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've been trying really hard to not cough. Andor's incredibly hopeful, I think, but not hopeful in the way most Star Wars is. It's about hope existing despite all the horrible things that happen. And I think I can agree with that in general, but these specific episodes that we had seen, like especially season 1, it kind of has a slow burn, and I think it takes some time to get to that hopeful thing or things, because the early stuff, like when they're doing the heist and things like that, is, I would argue, less hopeful. But I think I could agree and see where it could be hopeful later on. Season 2's brutal, man. Oh no. Well, I haven't gotten to it yet. Now I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, we also loved Rogue One, which obviously wasn't as brutal maybe as Andor. That's fair, and I do appreciate that warning. Gosh dang it. I've been talking enough today that tickle in my throat is back. And even the water and the chewing of gum is only helping somewhat at this point. Oh, also, hold on. Let me switch to the webcam real quick. Ta-da! My merch shirt. That's right, the merch. I don't have a cool streamer bot command for the merch, but I did add a panel underneath in my about section on Twitch that if you are interested and you want to look at what's available in the merch store, I have a fourth wall shop. They do print on demand stuff, and I believe I have a couple of cool stuff in there. Do I need a new piece of gum dum dum? I don't know if a new piece is going to help me too much right now. I think it's just I'm not chewing enough. I'm talking too much instead of chewing. Not to say other Star Wars isn't cool. Star Wars is real fun. I just prefer when there's actually a chance of someone getting shot, because I watched Mando and Grogu, and obviously they're not going to have Mando die or anything, but it just doesn't hit the same. That's fair. That's fair. So, as an example, we watched Mandalorian and Grogu over the weekend, and we really enjoyed it. However, I will add the caveat: we went into it wanting a fun movie. We wanted cool action scenes. We wanted the Mandalorian, and we wanted Grogu, and we got all of those things. Was it the best movie ever? No. Was it a lot of fun? Yes. Did our kids enjoy it with us? Also yes. They both went and watched it. We went to the drive-in. We had a fun time. Is it going to win any awards? Probably not. I mean, it might win something for like how they did some of the puppeteering or some of the stop motion. Like, it might earn like a visual effects thing. Maybe. I don't even know if it was that good in that department, but I thought it was really neat how they did some of the scenes. But we had fun. I think it was probably... They did do stop motion, Nidos. If you have seen the movie, I think in one of the trailers, there's a scene where someone is riding one of those ATRTs, one of those really small walkers, like the little small two-legged walker. That, I believe, was stop motion. And then there's a scene later in the movie where there are some big droids. Those are also stop motion. And I thought that was really cool. And obviously there was some puppeteering work that was done. When it was feasible, they used practical effects like puppets and stop motion. Obviously there was CGI for, several scenes. But the fact that they even like incorporated some of those older, more classic, like Star Wars-y types of effects. I mean, we had puppets in the original trilogy, with Yoda and probably some of the other aliens too. But Yoda's the main one I can think of. But, and we had like Anthony Daniels in C-3PO and... is it Kenny Baker that was R2? But basically, we had real actors playing some of these characters. They couldn't do a CGI R2-D2 in the original trilogy when it first came out. That wasn't a thing back then. And so, we had all these practical effects, and seeing practical effects in the new movie to me is really cool. Because I've done, some cosplay stuff, and I've done some amateur prop making, and that type of stuff has always been like super cool to me. I haven't really watched any other movies for Star Wars other than the first 6 and Clone Wars. I want to watch the new Maul series, though. He's your favorite. That's right. I remember you saying that. The new Maul series is really cool. I think you'll like it, especially if you liked Clone Wars. I fully wasn't expecting anything amazing. It was a real fun movie, and I didn't need it to be anything otherwise. But as I said, my previous message, the droids and the palace were really, really well done. They were, yes, I agree. The palace was cool. I liked some of the unique designs on some of the droids, too. Oh, yeah, Jabba, of course, giant puppet. Duh, good job, yes. And I believe the monster in episode 4 that was in the trash compactor, the one that pulls Luke underwater, I believe that was also a puppet. Oh, and Jabba's little, I don't know what the alien's called, his little monkey friend. Oh yeah, those guard droids were fantastic. And I liked that they weren't two of like the same droid, like they were each a unique model. Oh man. I also liked how I liked how the Imperial Remnant was portrayed in the movie as well. Kind of like scavenging for scraps. Like they were using old equipment. They were using old versions of like the AT-ATs and stuff. Some of the troops didn't have full suits of armor, or at least not matching suits. Like one of the snowtroopers was missing his little cloth mask thing. And I believe there was another one that had like a different, like he had like the wrong leg armor. Yes, I agree with that. They definitely felt like more like mercenary droids. Some of the droids, like there was a droid that I think was a pilot, and I saw like a concept art picture of him. And I think I had even kind of noticed on a couple of the droids that were walking around, like that kind of had those unique, like kind of mismatch of parts. And during the movie, I remember thinking, like, for a droid, for example, like when they get like an arm attached to them that's originally from a different droid in Star Wars, some of those parts are like not necessarily alive, but like sentient in a way at times. Because like I'm remembering like when C-3PO's head got placed on a battle droid's body in episode 2, and how the body was like doing stuff that he didn't want it to do, right? And so it made me think that like certain parts, like is that droid that was like a bunch of different parts, is he now like almost like a hive mind of several different droid consciousness working together? I don't know if that's what it is, but like it, like while I was watching the movie, I had that thought, and I was like, that's a really interesting idea. I have no idea if it would ever do anything like that, but it was neat. Yeah, I like that. I like that too. The droids in the movie were really cool. A lot of them. A lot of the droids, and I don't know, there were just a lot of cool characters in general. I liked man, I don't want to talk too much about the movie because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen it. Because it is new. But I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. The kids had fun. Shinny Wifey had fun. Droids or snowtroopers might honestly be the factions I would go for if I ever did paint Star Wars Legion. Snowtroopers just stand out compared to the rest for some reason. They do. So I actually, I have a video that I made a while back. It's actually my most watched video out of all my videos on YouTube. The video is, the main topic is about washes. And it's a fairly short video, but in the video I paint some snowtroopers, but I point out, one of the things I point out is often stormtroopers, for example, are depicted as having like shiny white armor, especially in the original trilogy. Obviously we see some of them on like Tatooine where their armor, like I've seen them called sand troopers, but they're basically just stormtroopers in a sandy area. So I don't know if sand troopers like a real designation or not, but you know, they might be a little bit more dirty. But every time you see stormtroopers on like the Death Star or on Star Destroyers or anything like that, they're always in like perfectly clean white armor, right? But when you see snowtroopers on Hoth, their armor is clean, don't get me wrong, but they also have a bunch of cloth bits to their armor. And in every picture that I could find from Empire Strikes Back at the Battle of Hoth, the snowtroopers' cloth is it's not pure white. It's not like bleached white. It's got a little bit of yellow, a little bit of like maybe cream color instead of white. And just having that little bit of extra splash of color, I think did a lot for their design. But when I was using my wash, I point that out. And so I paint up a snowtrooper, I get him ready, I coated the whole thing in the wash, and then I went back and I used something light. I think I used like Army Painter soft tone or something like that. But after I washed it, I came back and added some highlights. I went back with white and re-added the highlights on top of it. And that was the main topic of the video. Was it was like when I started out, I would put washes on models and was like, okay, it's done, and set them aside. And you get these like really grim, dark Space Marines and stuff from Warhammer. And it doesn't look as good so coming back and adding highlights, I think, is like a really important step, but it also like it's a fairly simple thing that just makes it look so much better. So I did that with these snowtroopers, and I went back and added the white, and I think it looked significantly better than when I started. But also it was really quick to do, and that video I think has like 160,000 views, something like that. Hold on, I can tell you in just a second. I will pull it up. In fact, I can link you the video directly while I'm thinking about it and while I'm here. It's a fairly short video. I think it's like 6 or 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes long, and it is by far my best video. And another dab. There you go. We are getting close to done as well, Bruce. I don't think I'll be able to go for too much longer. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by, Bruce. Have a good night. And we definitely need to get together and schedule some sort of combo stream, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. Shore Troopers from Clone One, I'm assuming you mean Rogue One, also look amazing. Both just feel like they stand out compared to the rest. Oh man, I woke up so late. I'm sorry, Nitos. Here is the YouTube link. In case you want to watch it. Unless they're a super grimy faction, I don't really play very grimdark. My Kriegsmen are very bright due to them being Zinch followers. Of course, of course. So I played, when I first got into miniature games, I was tricked into playing Warhammer 40k by some so-called friends. And I chose Black Templars because I thought a faction that thought melee was the way to go in a world with guns and tanks and stuff just sounded ridiculous enough for me. And I looked into the lore some, and I thought some of their hero characters sounded kind of neat too. But yeah, so I started playing Black Templars, and I started painting Space Marines. And I wanted to get into Space Marines because I knew it would be a little bit cheaper, because I could buy some used models on eBay, and there were a lot of used Space Marines out there at the time. So I got into 40k towards the beginning to middle of 8th edition. And I played for a little while. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I hated it or anything, but I eventually found some other war games. I found out that other games existed, like Star Wars Legion. And I found out that other rule systems used, in my opinion, superior rules. I don't really like the I go, you go system in Warhammer. I much prefer the like alternating activations in Legion. Man. And also in Games like One Page Rules. I just like alternating activations. I think it's cool. I think it's a good way to do things. Play a lot of Necromunda, which is a skirmish game with more gang warfare than armies. I've seen some Necromunda stuff. The models look really cool. I knew it was more skirmish sized. I also enjoyed the cost of Star Wars Legion versus Warhammer, because Warhammer can get really expensive, especially for full armies. Star Wars Legion is much more affordable in comparison. I think I'm pretty happy with his robes, and honestly his skin too. I feel like I've done a pretty good job of bumping up like the contrast on like the wrinkles on his head here, especially. And on his face, and I think that's doing pretty good. So let's maybe work on the frog a little bit before I go to bed. I've played a couple of other smaller scale games. I've looked into like Kill Team. I don't think anyone around here plays Necromunda. I would be interested in trying it though. Yeah, a gang being one box and an upgrade kit, that sounds a lot better than like 40k where you have to buy tons and tons of models. I've looked into like the Age of Sigmar Spearhead, which I think is neat. I'm gonna go with purple for the frog. Why not? Spearhead looked kind of neat. I've not really played Age of Sigmar at all either. I looked into Kill Team. I've played, I picked up a starter set for Infinity, and I played that with one of my coworkers, and that was pretty cool. I had picked up the JSA, the Japanese Secessionist Army, I believe is what that stands for. And they're like cool cyberpunk samurai and stuff. You absolutely can for Necromunda, but that's for more wacky combos and kit bashing and stuff. You absolutely can get by with one or maybe two boxes. See, that seems reasonable. And even with like Legion, like if you're playing full scale stuff, you definitely need more than, a box. But if you're playing like the Recon set, you can, which is the smaller scale rules, all the starter boxes. Which, don't get me wrong, they do cost a little bit more, but the starter box is $100 for each faction, and it includes the dice, it includes the measuring sticks, the movement tools, like everything you need to get started, and it comes with a 600-point army, which is what you need for the Recon size games. And that is like an insane deal, in my opinion, because all the stuff separately is significantly more than $100. I've been in a campaign for Munda for about 4 months, and I've maybe spent $60 on it. See, that sounds very reasonable. So you say campaign, is it a more narrative game? Because that's also very interesting to me. And as a follow-up to that, is it something that potentially could be played solo? Because I have looked at doing some solo games for my YouTube channel, because I've played like 5 parsecs from home on there, and I'm also just noticing there's a part right here in the middle that I think is not part of the frog. I think it's part of his shirt. It's very narrative and very miniature agnostic. As long as it looks cool and isn't outside the setting, you can bring whatever you want. Nice. Okay, so that's kind of how 5 parsecs works too. It is very miniatures agnostic. You can bring cool minis, whatever you want, really, and just say like, "Yep, this is a bruiser, or this is a whatever, a hive swarm, or something." And I like that. And 5 parsecs is very, very narrative focused. And it was a lot of fun. But 5 parsecs is designed specifically to be like a solo / co-op game. And it has a lot of rules for like randomly generating missions and enemies and stuff. There's a game called Outcast that is pretty bare bones gangers, but you can create crazy leaders, like having them led by a death guard or a giant robot guy or what have you. That's kind of cool. I hadn't considered that, like kind of mixing factions a little bit. That's pretty neat. So when I was playing 5 parsecs, I was trying to do like a YouTube battle report, and I got a few episodes in, and I was really enjoying it. But man, it is really difficult to record and edit that kind of footage. Because I wasn't trying to do like the handy cam where you just like carry your phone around or whatever battle report. I had at least 4 cameras. I had a camera for my dice. I had a camera aimed at my face so that I could talk and explain things as I did stuff. I had a camera, like a top-down view of the board. I had a phone, an old phone that I was moving around on the table to get like close-ups and stuff. I had a lot of stuff. And I was recording all that into like a multicam output footage thing, and editing that was a challenge, especially because I'm not a very good editor, and often those videos are like an hour plus long. And for 5 parsecs, and that was sometimes even with me cutting down a lot of stuff, but with 5 parsecs there's kind of a pre-battle setup. You have some narrative events that can happen. Your crew that you build, you have a crew of 6. Your crew can go do tasks. They can go shopping, or they can go train. They can go try to recruit more crew members, or they can go look for jobs, like look for quests and stuff. And if you do that, you can... Let's get up into a brighter purple. You kind of can change a little bit what happens in the battle or how the battle gets set up, because then when you choose your mission, you roll up like what enemies you're going to fight and stuff, and all this happens like before the battle. So I was including all of that part. Then I would set up the tabletop battle, play through the whole tabletop battle, and then there's a whole post-battle sequence that happens. Like you loot the battlefield and you get experience and rewards, and special events might happen and stuff. And I thought it was really, really cool, but it also required a lot of bookkeeping. There was so much stuff that had to be like tracked and taken care of. You also kind of fall in love with certain gangers and hope they don't die. I've had one juvenile, the weakest of the gang. I decided he was blind as a bit. In the first fight, both other Jews were full killed and out of my gang and somehow survived. And now, near the end of the campaign, he has 2 chaos blades, a malefic artifact, has done insane things in countless battles, and somehow not died yet. That's fantastic. See, that kind of like narrative thing, I think, is really, really cool. And I don't know if anyone around here in my area plays Necromunda, but that sounds really cool. Like I would love to give that a try. This purple does not look any different than the other purple. I'm looking at this and I can't even tell that it's a shade brighter. I'm sure it is, but if he lives till the end, he will be leading my next Ash Waste Nomads gang. I love it. Yeah, I will definitely have to ask around. I'm in like the Discord for our local shop and stuff, so I'll have to check and see if they even have like a Necromunda section. I have way too much paint on my brush at the moment, but I'm just trying to get like a definite change in shade of this purple. That is a little bit of highlights. Okay, so I'm thinking this frog is that going to be that purple, but I'm going to add like bright pink, like dots or stripes or something, like pixie pink or something. I think that would stand out quite a bit. You know what? No, not pink. We're gonna do blue. We're gonna do purple with like blue, and then maybe bump it up to like a really bright blue in the brightest spots. I think that might work. And it'll be a little bit different. I love 40k, but I do admit some 40k players are not a vibe. Left my local group to join a new, better one because they kicked a good friend for suggesting non-40k games. Yeah, my local experience with 40k players also, there are some great ones. There are some really great people who play 40k. There's also some people that I really don't want to game with regularly, who seem to almost always gravitate towards 40k. I don't know if it's the like competitive rule set or in some cases this feels rude to say, but sometimes kind of an elitist attitude. Not always, because again, there are some I've played with great people who play 40k. But there's also just sometimes people you don't want to play with. But yeah, I've tried all sorts of games. I love trying new games. I hope to be a good one. 40k is a good game, but people struggle to realize that other war games are a thing, and it sucks because people experimenting with new systems should be a lovely thing, and they can always come back to 40K. Exactly. Like, I would say Star Wars Legion is probably my main game that I play. But, like, I went and tried Infinity, and I thought it was pretty neat. And then I still wanted to come back and play more Star Wars Legion. Like, I don't have to be stuck to one game. Now, granted, 40K maybe is so exorbitantly expensive at times that it's hard to invest in multiple games. And I get that. I understand that. Which is also why I enjoy games like 5 Parsecs from Home that are miniatures agnostic, and you can use your 40K minis. Same with like one-page rules. I love the fact that you can use your 40K or whatever minis in some of those games. Alright, I don't know how well this comes across in the video, but I tried to add some like blue stripes to this frog. He's mostly purple, but I added some blue. Yeah, I agree with that. It is very sad to see people like, oh, we lost a 40K player. I don't think me trying other games was necessarily what caused me to not really play 40K anymore. But some of the people that were kind of rude, or there's a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but I've ran into a lot of people whose main goal seemed to be to try to table you as fast as possible, even if they knew you were a new player or were someone who barely has any games under their belt. And they still just wanted to try to table you as fast as possible, or they would bring some weird what's the term? It's not a meta list, but it's like so off meta, a skew list. Like one time I was in a 40K escalation league, and I believe we were playing 1,000-point game. And I played against an orc player, and the organizer specifically assigned me to play with this guy because he knew this guy has been a problem before, and I'm a pretty chill player. I really don't care if I lose. I went into it hoping to have fun, and I had some fun. But we were playing like at 1,000-point list, I believe. And he was playing orcs. I was playing my Black Templars. I brought a variety of stuff. I had like some Crusaders. I think I had a squad of Blade Guard veterans. I might have had some Terminators. I don't remember. And I don't think Terminators were good back then. This would have been like end of 8th edition, maybe early 9th edition. I don't think they were bad necessarily, but I think there was a fairly recent time when Terminators were like really, really good. But I had kind of a variety of things. I wasn't like spamming one unit. I was trying to build kind of a thematic list. And this guy brought was it called a big Stompa? It was like a foot tall, big, giant, fat mech thing. And I think he had filled it with like 20, are they grots? The little like goblin guys that are good at shooting. But that was his list, was this giant thing filled with a squad of like 20 guys. And it had ridiculous guns and weapons. It had like a big arm cannon thing. He had like a list of things it could shoot on its turn, and it could stomp on me. It didn't matter if it was in melee because it was so big, it could just keep shooting, I believe. And I immediately, as soon as I saw that that's what he had, my strategy for the game immediately went from, can I win, to instead, can I destroy that thing? Can I swarm it and punch it to death? And I had my entire army just rush as fast as possible and get into melee and just start beating the crap out of it. And yeah, okay, what does you there say? There's a decent amount of people that aren't interested in being user-friendly. Like, I have the ability to bring 2 tanks and 1,000-point Legion. I did that twice. I won't do that again because it made the game really easy for me. It was less fun. And see, I agree with that. There are a lot of people who are not trying to be user-friendly. Now, I have a friend who plays droids, and he has brought 2 tanks versus me. But he let me know ahead of time that that's what he wanted to do it. He wanted to try it. He thought it sounded fun. And I was able to kind of cater my list to try things out to see if I could stop that list, right? And I've played against that list a handful of times, and I've done poorly sometimes, but I've also beaten him a couple of times. Once I kind of learned how to play against that list. But if you were just going to show up to... Now, if it's a tournament, don't get me wrong. If it's like an actual like competitive tournament, that's one thing. You know, you're there to compete. You're there to try to win. That's okay. But when you're in like a friendly... even like the Escalation League, it was supposed to be an Escalation League for new players. And to get newer people into the game to start with small armies and build their way up, like that's one thing, right? But when you're able to kind of cater to it, it might still be a rude thing to do, like his 2 tank list. But once I kind of figured out if I could either deploy in the right places or get him to deploy in the wrong places, or if I was able to position myself in a way that I was able to kind of ignore his tanks, I did way better. If I tried to fight his tanks, I usually did very poorly, but if I could kind of ignore them or position them in a way that they couldn't shoot me very well, I did way better. I play Blood Angels, which does mean that some armies kind of just get brutalized by me. I've changed my list many a time and tried to be less brutal, but I've played against my father's World Eaters 14 times and he's won 0 times. Oh man, that's a little rough. And another one that I get to ban. It's beautiful. Ah, well. You got another AI viewers. I'm impressed. I know, right? 2 of them in one stream. That is impressive. I got to ban 2 bots tonight. Heck yeah. Okay. Yeah, the blues dried a little bit. I don't know how well it comes across on stream, but I added some little blue stripes to the frog. They're not perfect. They're a little bit messy, but I wasn't trying to be perfect, but I also feel like in nature, things are often kind of messy and not, you know, perfectly symmetrical. So, you know, it's a happy accident. That's how you know you've made it. You get multiple AI viewer bots in your stream, and that's how you know. That's how you know you're a real boy, a real streamer. Yeah, I guess you don't have to be a boy. You could be a girl if you want to, but you're a real streamer when you get the AI viewer bots. Plagued Doctor Man, thank you for the follow. Blood Angels are just the strongest counter to World Eaters. We are them, but faster, and our elite units are just better at rushing than World Eaters. We're both super melee armies. I just move way faster. I follow that now. So my 40k lore and like rules knowledge is not very strong. That's really if I didn't want to be a boy. I'm sorry. I was not intending to imply that you had to be a boy. That's very rude, so I won't do that. I definitely had to correct myself. You can be a boy if you want to, but you don't have to. But if you get AI streamer bots, and this is turning into a really weird, like, philosophical moment. But if you get AI streamer bots multiple times in a stream, that's how you know you've made it. You're a real streamer now. Like when I first started, I was doing the like, I'm a real boy, like Pinocchio. Like that's where I was initially going with it because it's funny. He would kill me if he charged me first in any scenario, but that barely ever happens, and I kill slightly worse than him, but have way better utility. That makes sense, because like if you're way faster, you can like move to objectives and stuff too easier than he can, and you can reposition on the field based on like if a squad died that you weren't expecting or whatever. You know, you have like movement is king in a lot of games. Especially with objectives. That's why, for example, in Legion, they have the new Mandalorian sub-faction army. Like, there's a Mandalorian army box, and you'll be able to build your own Mandalorian faction. And some of the units are now speed 3, and you can... I don't know if you can spam them necessarily, but there are several. I've pre-ordered it. Yes, I pre-ordered it at my local store for the army box. I pre-ordered the army box, and I pre-ordered the leaders box with Bo-Katan, Axe Woves, the armor, and Paz Vizsla. So I've pre-ordered the army box and that box. So I'll have a new Mando. So like I have the old Mando here, but I'll have the new one as well in the new army box. So that's exciting because he has a different sculpt. And I'll have another Grogu. I have 3 Grogus now. I'll have 4 Grogus when that new box arrives. That's ridiculous. But the excuse me, sorry. The army box, like if you build like the Clan Kreese veterans for the special forces slot, they are speed 3. And so like my coworker that plays war games with me, we were discussing like how having multiple speed 3 flyers that are also really tanky because they have surging red saves, which in Warhammer terms is basically 3-up saves. But 3-up saves are like the best possible saves in Legion. A lot of armies are like probably average at like 5-up saves, with I think clones probably averaging at 4-ups across the board. I have a stratagem that allows me to advance and charge and can move 12 inches with Sanguinary Guard. Last game in KOTC, smaller 500-point games on smaller maps. I made it to the enemy's deployment zone first turn and killed half their army. This was a tournament, by the way. We never do this usually. Wow, yeah. Being able to zoom across is crazy. Like we were discussing how I mean, I guess technically, like in Rebels, you could have brought 3 of like the Clan Ren Mandalorians before. But those squads it was 3 models in the base squad. And then if you paid for the heavy unit upgrade, you would have 4 models in that squad. Whereas the Clan Kreese Veterans Pack is 5 base squad. Because they've got jetpacks. So they're able to jump over buildings. They have jump 2. They have speed 3. So they're zooming around on the board. And they're very tanky. So they'll be able to zoom around, grab objectives. I don't know if there's any kind of new objectives coming out soon. but we were just kind of debating, like, is this going to change the meta? Like, are so many people going to be picking up Mandalorians just because they're strong? Now, granted, a lot of their army is also shorter range because they're like range 2 with like their blaster pistols, or some of their rifles are even only range 2. Whereas a lot of our other armies have range 3 or range 4 for a lot of things. So Mandalorians in general may need to get closer. So maybe they're hoping that balances it. Plus each squad costs more points than pretty much any other squad in the game. But I'm very excited for the Mandalorian army box. I want to paint some of those up. I have a bunch of 3D printed Mandalorians. I actually 3D printed a whole custom army of Mandalorians like a year and a half ago before any of this got announced. Oh, hold on. Starfall 23. Hello. Do you think Keanu Reeves would play a great Darth Revan? And if you've watched Maul Shadow Lord, do you think that the pink Twi'lek Devon will become Darth Talon? Ooh, okay. So I don't want to do any potential spoilers because I think there was at least one person here that hadn't watched Maul Shadow Lord. I think Devon may play potentially like a canon version of Talon, maybe. I don't know. I think it's a possibility. I think a younger Keanu Reeves probably would have been a great Darth Revan. At his age now, though, he's a great actor. Don't get me wrong. He could probably play the role just fine. But I personally would have liked him in like his early 30s to be Revan. That's fine. I'll forget it instantly. I have bad memory. That's fair. I've heard that Aboleth might be coming to Ahsoka season 2, and Natalie Portman might be returning as Padme, and Aboleth will take Padme's form to deceive Anakin. That sounds wild. I have absolutely no idea if any of that is true. That sounds wild, though. It would be cool to have Natalie Portman, because I know they've done like a bunch of flashback scenes, like in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. They did some flashbacks to the Clone War. Well, and in Ahsoka, they did too. They had her kind of reliving some memories, and she saw parts of the Clone Wars and parts, like there was, we had young Ahsoka and in those flashback sequences. And that was really cool. So it's entirely possible that they bring Natalie Portman back for a flashback. Maybe. We will see Darth Talon. I don't know. There is a character, there is a Twi'lek Jedi that Darth Maul takes an interest in. That's all I'll say to not spoil anything. And a lot of people are wondering, like, ooh, is she gonna become Darth Talon? And maybe. If it happens, it would be like the canonized version. And I like a lot of the stuff they've done. When they do canonize something that was previously Legends, it's not always the exact same. Sometimes it's a little bit different. Sometimes it's a lot of bit different, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, I missed what Plague Doctor Man said. They also have -1 for enemies to both hit and wound them, and have a 2+ save and a +4 invulnerable save, and get +1 to wound on charge. Holy moly. That's what I'm also thinking, you there. I don't think she will be. She could be, maybe. But I could see Darth Talon being like her kind of inspiration behind her character. Like you said, the source material, that makes a lot of sense to me. And I also missed what you had said earlier. They're strong, but you put them in as mercenary in some lists, they won't be worth it. I agree with that too. Like they can be ran in the Mandalorian battle force, and I think they'll do really well there. But like you said, in some other lists, they're just going to be too expensive. Like the base cost for the squad is 120 points. And that's a lot for any squad. Oh, I guess I should probably, you know, for new people, I should probably actually show off the mini that I've painted. I think Grogu's looking pretty good. He's not perfect. His base is obviously not done. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. I've even considered like pulling him off of here and then like decorating his base with more stuff and then gluing him back down. Because you know, right now he's just kind of sitting here on a flat thing. But I could paint this like some shade of brown and then add some like grass tufts and call it good, and he'd be done. I'm not gonna do that tonight because it is already almost 11:30 here. And I still, unfortunately, have my stupid cough that just will not go away. But I am pretty happy with Grogu for tonight. I feel like I've made some pretty good progress. I'll be taking some pictures of him and posting them in the Discord and stuff. Also, if any of you are interested, if you have not already, we do have a community Discord. We hang out, we post pictures of minis, we chat about random stuff. We sometimes chat about Star Wars things. Anyone who is interested is welcome to join. There should be a link. Thank you. Grogu is pretty cute. This is him. He's eating a frog, which is slightly less cute. But this is his model where he's eating the frog. His other model that I have not primed yet. Let me set him up here. And he's not quite ready to paint. He's holding his hand out to use the Force. And yeah, this one, and it's a really tiny model. It's kind of hard to express just how small. Yes, a purple frog. It's an alien frog. So this is my pinky finger. This is like my pinky nail. And yeah, he's pretty small. I wish I had a penny or something. Oh, hey, I have a quarter. He's pretty small. If you're familiar with US currency and know how big a quarter is. I don't even know why I have a quarter over here, but he's a pretty small little guy. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how he's turned out. But yeah, I've got work in the morning. So I need to go find another stream to raid. Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and post the Discord link just in case. Man, sorry, excuse me. Just in case you want to hang out in the Discord, you can chat with me there anytime. But let's look for someone to raid on Twitch. Nidos, I believe most of the rest of the Shinny family has fallen asleep. I have not seen any chats from them in a while, so there's a very high probability that... Oh, no, Shinny Wifey's there. Oh, she did fall asleep. That's okay. I figured that was probably what happened. That's okay. You were doing great, though. You were there for a while. But yeah, I'm going to look for someone to raid real quick. And let's see. Is anybody on that I know? Okay, so I've heard of this guy. I have not watched him before. His channel name is Paintwater Sommelier. I don't know, like a wine taster. But his current title is A Bit of Gardening and Dol Guldur, so he might be painting some Lord of the Rings stuff. He might be fun to stream. Oh wait, hold on, he's got a warning on here. It's intended for certain audiences, may contain significant profanity or vulgarity, violent and graphic depictions. I'm gonna choose against that one for now. That one might be a little bit much. I'm trying to scroll and see if I recognize any other names right now. Man, okay. I want can I search by category? Yeah, same category. There we go. So I can do that. Let's see. Here's someone, looks like they're doing some Gundam building, maybe? Hold on, let me click on this one and see. Oh no, he's getting ready to finish. He's holding a cat. Man. I'm really struggling. I was wanting to find someone else who was painting. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. Is no one painting? There's a whole bunch of like people building models and building Gundams and stuff, but I'm really struggling to find someone that's painting right now. Oh, hey, Teal Sakire. Why did he not? I'm following him. Why did he not show up till like the very bottom down here? Oh yeah, he's painting. He's painting. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Shinny wifey with the hydrate. Thank you. Oh, it's Castic. Is she up too? My gosh. Dirk for Grommel. Thank you. Gromrill. I apologize. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, it's Castic up? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, just wanted me to notice the comments. Sorry. To switch to Twitch, I had to minimize OBS, so I couldn't actually see most of the chat. But I was trying to look at the raid screen. I don't watch her, but Bruce always raids her when possible. I raided her, I believe, last week. She was pretty cool. Let's see. Let me... Oh yeah, Teal Sakire doesn't need us to raid him. He's got 2.3k followers. Holy moly. How is It's Caustic not showing up? There. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to do the raid in Twitch, but I'm also going to post the link to anyone who might be watching on YouTube, just in case they would like to come with us. I think that was me again last week when I recommended to raid her. That could be. That could be. So we're going to raid her again. But yeah, I'm going to get this ready for YouTube. And posting that there. And then, yeah. Let's go raid. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by and for watching. I had a really fun time painting Grogu and chatting tonight, even with my cough. Hopefully, I will be doing better next week. And yeah, let's go raid It's Caustic.
Part fucking 18 of me literally having trouble